up, people? We got a last minute stream for today. Got a last minute stream. Riding home right now. I almost captured on film. Almost captured on film almost captured on film some kind of feminist protest, and I don't know how they got it packed up that quickly, but I must have showed up at the tail end of it, so I was not able to interact with the feminist protest. Not that you guys would have cared anyway. Not that you guys would have valued it anyway, but... And missed out is really a loaded word, a loaded phrase. It's more like I just didn't capture it. I just, missed has like I missed out on it, like a FOMO connotation. When in reality it's just missed as in it was literally not there by the time I got back to it. So it was there when I passed it. It was not there the second time that I passed it. So I mean missed in the most neutral and literal sense. Not no negative connotation. Anywho. But yeah, I can't really share my personal life with you guys because you guys don't really respect people's privacies or boundaries. So we're gonna have to keep this to abstract, silly, and or current event kind of discussions. My hands are really tied here. I can't ramble about myself as much as I'd love to. Trust me, there's very few people that care about me more than me, and you guys aren't them. And that's why I can't share. That's why I can't share what's happening in my life with you via this YouTube live stream format, because you'll use it against me. If I complain about my personal life and my trials and tribulations, which I'd love to complain ad nauseum about my trials and tribulations, but you'd merely use that information against me. And this land supposedly has freedom, might I add. This is supposedly the land of the free, by the way. Supposedly the land of the free and the home of the brave. But I cannot complain about my personal life and the privacy of my own vehicle and on my own cellular device to the world without the world using my personal information against me and details about my private life against me. What a world we live in, though. And this is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave at that. I call shenanigans on that claim. I call BS. I call BS on that bill of goods. But I digress. We already know that the justice system is a sham, and that everything this country claims to stand for is a sham, and that everything this country ever claimed it aspired to be or claimed that it was a sham. But, And it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. Everything is a lie. Yeah. Everything you're told to believe, regardless of what lens you're looking through, is a bold-faced lie. But I digress. All of that to say that I would love nothing more than to complain about my personal life. But in order to do so, I have to keep it extremely vague. I have to be extremely vague. Otherwise, you will use me venting and airing my grievances against me. Which is, again, says more about you than it does me. It says more about you than it does me, but, another thing that I can do forever is air all of my grievances about society, therefore you, because you are one of the members of society. Yes, you viewing this right now. I could complain about you all day, just like I could complain about my life and my personal trials and tribulations all day, but I'm sure you'd find a way to use that against me too, if I did it for long enough. Here, let me turn around. Do you mind taking the knife out of my back? You mind taking the knife out of my back? Here, let me turn around so you can take the knife out of my back real quick. But anyway, fellow countrymen, quote unquote. But I'm sure we're headed towards some bright and fantastic future as a society right now. I'm sure we're headed in the right direction. I'm very confident that we're headed in the right direction as a society, let me tell you. Anyway. I'd complain, but too many people would listen. Oh. So, yeah, I'm, what's it called? It's called something, and when I remember what it's called, I'll call it, and when I remember how to call it, I'll call it. But does anyone have something they'd like to add to the conversation here, other than me? Don't let me do all the talking. By all means, feel free to put your profound comments in the chat. By all means, engage with the live stream chat. But yeah, I didn't get close enough to the protesting feminist to see what the protesting feminists were protesting about, but it had something to do with them holding signs that said, "How close are we to anarchy?" The feminists were holding signs that said, "How close are we to anarchy?" And to that I say, not close enough. We are not close enough to anarchy, if you ask me. But I mean you guys aren't going to understand what I mean by that. That is not condoning anarchy. That is not a statement in favor of anarchy. That is to say that any form of society other than this may or may not be preferable to our current status quo. Any other status quo may or may not be preferable to our current status quo. That is what I mean when I say in response to the protesting feminist, we are possibly not close enough to anarchy. Possibly not close enough to anarchy, if you ask me. For my liking, at least. As an individual. I don't know. I could be right, in the sense that any other status quo could be preferable in comparison to this status quo. Or I could be wrong. But I could be right when I say that any other status quo may or may not be preferable to this status quo. Because it could be. Could it not? Dare to dream? That's what someone told me once. Someone told me dare to dream once. And now I sit here and say dare to dream with a question mark. So, you know, another status quo could or could not be better in comparison to this status quo. And that is a true statement. You may not like it. It may anger you. It may be a frustrating statement to cope with. But I say that it is a true statement. Factually. I believe factually it is a true statement. That any other status quo may or may not. It's like a math formula. It's like a greater than or equal to sign. It could be equal to it. Could be greater than it. It's not certain. There's a variable that hasn't been determined yet. Is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that there is a variable that has not been determined yet from a mathematics standpoint when we look at how close we are to anarchy. When we're looking at how close we are to anarchy, as the protesting feminists posited, the variable that we are not taking into consideration is that any other status quo may not status quo. We just don't know. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep, that'll do it. This'll do it. That'll do it.